most of the people that listen to this channel, I would say, are pretty decent. But some of the feedback that I'm getting, makes me be a little conflicted as to whether I should ever be releasing some ideas, some investment ideas on this YouTube channel. And because what's happening in the stock market right now, a lot of people, are feeling bad. They don't know how to operate in this kind of environment, and they blame different people, and they're getting hurt. So let's take a look at, for example, Oracle or all the other ideas that I talked about. Like from the height, it is down almost 80%, right? If you look at Voxter, it is down almost 60% from the height. Secure, it is down 65%. And I don't talk much about Mind, but I did talk about it. There's just simply nothing going on. But from the recent height, it is down 70%, right? So everything that I talk about is down a lot, okay? And if people take this out of context and just start pointing fingers, then guess what? If you start pointing fingers and conveniently omit the fact that the market is terrible, then guess what? It's going to make me think twice about whether I want to expose another idea, right? Because why would I? If I think that it's going to create complaints, it's going to hurt people, then why would I introduce another idea? It's like, why would I take a shot at something if I think it's going to create negative consequences, right? So stocks are down for mainly two reasons, right? It's either the company is not delivering fundamentally, or the market is terrible, right? Now, if we look at Oracle, is the company delivering fundamentally? I think most of you will agree that it's delivering fundamentally. Okay, the stock is still down, almost 80% from the top. It doesn't matter that, I talked about Oracle from here, from 2017, from 5 cents. It doesn't matter that I was in Mexico 3 times. It doesn't matter that I know a lot about the company, that I know the management. None of this matters. The market is horrible. The thing is down. Nothing matters. When we look at Voxter, is Voxter delivering on the thesis? When I started talking about Voxter on MCE, the stock was somewhere here. I was originally buying it from like 30 cents, somewhere here, right? Now, if the stock was up to here, up to the recent peak, that's like, more than 400% return. But because recently it's been on this horrible downturn, down 60%. Now, did this downturn happen because fundamentally they didn't deliver? Last time I checked, the stock went from here to here because they got the AOL approved. by Fannie Mae, right? So it doesn't matter that I called AOL the blue sky potential, the company game changer. None of this matters. The stock is in a downfall. Why? Because people don't want to hold it. The market is terrible, right? That's what's happening. I mean, Secure is pretty much in the same position than it was. It's, so I'm not going to say too much about it, and I'm not going to really talk about mine because I don't really talk about it much right now. So the point is that because of some of the reaction and because of the fact that I know some people get hurt and some people don't know how to handle this, it makes me question whether I want to, come up with new ideas. Like, for example, recently I invested in a private company that it's a cannabis company. So I'm going to start, talking about this. It's a cannabis company where I would never look at a cannabis company, but I looked at it because it's a situation where their natural gas generator broke, and then their business was completely shut down. And they needed money to buy the new natural gas generator to bring their business up. And at MCE, we funded the company. And now the generator arrived. They're about to start up their business, and they were profitable. They were profitable, which is so unusual for the cannabis companies. They were profitable before the natural gas generator broke, and now they're going to go back to profitability. And they are also building a new dispensary on a major highway that has 200,000 cars going by daily, and then it's in California, and then that dispensary will have a drive-through, and there's only like 3 dispensaries in the entire state of California that will allow drive-throughs. But this is a company that, is very promising, and I wanna bring it to the YouTube channel when it becomes public, or maybe I will even start talking about it before, because right now it's private, and it's supposed to go public sometime later this year. And this is the company that wants to pay a dividend, wants to pay a yearly dividend, but because of what's happening in the market and because of some of the feedback that I'm getting, it's like it makes me afraid. It makes me afraid to, hey, if I expose this company to you guys, am I going to get, complaints? Am I going to get people that don't know anything about the market buying it, and then the stock goes down because the market is bad, or they don't know how to handle volatility? I mean, of course it makes me question, do I even want to introduce it? Even though I think that when it goes public at a particular level, I think it's going to have 5 or 10x potential. It makes me question whether I want to do it, because I'm afraid that if, let's say, it goes public at this price and then it dips because the market is bad or because there's little liquidity, it dips 40%. So then I'm afraid of talking about how it can be 5 to 10x, because I think in the short term it might go down 40%, right? And why do I want to talk about companies on the YouTube channel? Well, because I want to bring value to the table for entities, right? With these small companies, I want to bring value to myself. I want to bring value to the MCE members. I want to bring value to the company, because the companies of that size benefit from getting new shareholders and getting their story exposed. And I want to bring value to people that watch this YouTube channel and getting exposure to these ideas. So I want to do that because I want to add value to all these entities, right? That's the only reason that I talk about any of the companies. If you think about what happened to Oracle, I started talking about it here in 2018, and 17, right? And how did I add value to Oracle, for example? Well, I exposed the story, right? Also, I added value to MCE because MCE participated in a few private placements, right? I added value to myself because because the exposure benefited my own holdings, and I added value to people who were listening to it up until the recent crazy sell-off that happened, right? So the same thing with Voxter. I was one of the first ones that brought Voxter to the attention, and I helped the company build a shareholder base, right? So I helped myself, I helped MCE members, I helped you guys that listen to it, and I helped the company. That's the idea. That's why I have a YouTube channel, and that's why I want to bring those ideas to people, right? But now, if every time I put out an idea and I get negative feedback because of inexperienced people shouldn't be watching my channel, inexperienced people don't know what to do with them and cannot differentiate between market sell-off and individual sell-off, it makes me question whether I even want to do that. Because if I do that, hurting a few people might put me over the edge and being like, you know what? I think I'm not going to expose this idea because it might hurt a few people. It might create so many complaints. And you know what? I'll just either keep it to myself or I will just keep it on MCE because it's simply easier. Anyway, so these are just my thoughts about how I am conflicted with what to do with YouTube sometimes. And, I don't know. Give me your feedback in the comments below. I don't think there's a straight answer on, how things should progress, but just I wanted to share those thoughts with you, and you can give me your feedback in the comments below.